right, welcome back, everybody, to game number one, attempt number three. We think we've got the issues sorted out here. I am Spiff, joining Knight of Misfortune, to bring you these two PP players, powerhouse players. Well, I guess that would be redundant, wouldn't it? In any event, Knight, go ahead and introduce our first PP.
Our first PP in the top right-hand corner, it is none other than the Commander, Ironest of Commanders, Iron_Core Commander, as I'm struggling to say words now. He's spawning in blue here, and he's hailing from Denmark and placing a air factory and a queued up land factory.
And on the other side of the map, also starting off with a quick air factory here, our white Aeon Commander, it is FoxTermelon hailing from Russia. Fox already has his first plane sent to the middle of the map, but he's immediately turned it around because he saw that scout coming in from Iron Commander, so he already knows what's up.
So a tad bit of history for everybody watching the stream, just to summarize the insane matches and just how these players have played against each other in the past. I still think that FoxTermelon has a better win record in tournaments against Iron Commander, but the last two major tournaments, those being, well, not tournaments. I guess the last one wasn't a tournament. It was just a fun best out of 7. Iron has come out on top of that one. And then, of course, they had a big, I think, collision in the anniversary tournament, which Iron has won. I don't think FoxTermelon was playing that tournament all too well in either case. But still, nevertheless, it can't be disregarded. And I don't remember if they actually, oh, Lord, what is happening?
Fox doing foxy things is what's going on here. We see a TML coming out. At first, I thought that was a radar, and then I noticed what it was while you were talking, and I'm like, oh God, when is Knight going to see it?
Yeah, I forgot this was a thing that he does. Of course, with this type of play, opening up air, it's so hard to transition into adapters here. And a Iron Commander shouts XD. Nice switch of target fire, which is crucial here. You have to switch fire after every 2 shots fired by that MML. I don't think he actually retargeted here, so, okay, wasted time a little bit.
It's hard to tell, really.
We do have adapters. But I do like that already FoxTermelon is switching targets to those outer mass extractors, so this is brilliant targeting already. So we will see how Iron Commander handles this. If there is anybody on this planet who can get out of this, it's definitely Iron Commander.
Yeah, and he's already spreading out those adapters one by one to cover his base as best as possible.
Yeah, and I gotta say, coming back to their history, I was very disappointed by that best of 7 I cast with FoxTermelon and Iron. It just seemed like they were 2 different players on 2 different planets. Like, Iron was just playing very well, and FoxTermelon, unfortunately, was not. So I'm really, really hoping that FoxTermelon shows something special here today.
Bombing run coming in will not manage to take out any tanks, but does bring 2 of them down into the yellow here. That point defense is going to add a lot of firepower on the front. Fox making a very aggressive push here, which is really the perfect follow-up for a TML like this, is grab some space in the protection range of that thing so point defenses can't knock you down.
Nice bit of control on the air from Fox, but I will say I think he flew a little too far over those adapters. He had a chance to turn around before he got to them. But I don't know, is this some good damage, I think, already.
Yeah, I mean, Iron is still in it, but he's going to have a really hard time catching up. He is expanding into the back, so he's going to even out on eco here and stabilize, but this forward position from Fox is pretty scary.
Yeah, and if he manages to lock that down, I think the only thing I will say about this is I feel like this is not a very, oh no, we're getting lag again. This is not a very Fox position here. Like, normally you see Fox going to the bottom right or the top. This might be a little too far, too aggressive. But we're getting some pretty bad lag here again. I hope this doesn't change anything here. Oh, no.
that's going to make it even harder for Iron to stay in this game. Uh, Playing under these sort of laggy conditions is never fun.
Yeah.
We appreciate everyone's patience while this hopefully sorts itself out. We'll see.
Well, I don't think it's a hardware issue. If it's coming and going like this, it's probably a connection issue.
Yeah.
Of some kind.
Well, seems like maybe it's evened out a bit.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're back. All right. Well, this match, as if it needed more excitement. I guess it got
More drama.
More drama. Yeah. There you go. I was trying to find the word. FoxTermelon pushing really high up with those mobile missile launchers.
And Iron pushing his commander forward into the range of that point defense, trying to get rid of those mobile missile launchers. He does manage to take one down. Fox bringing his ACU forward to tank, and actually, Fox is losing quite a bit of health here. He's down to the yellow before Iron Commander gets there. Iron's going to retreat.
Well, he
Loses
did retarget.
another factory, though.
He did oh yeah, that's key. He did retarget loyalists with the point defense. That's good to point out there. And I think that's ultimately the correct move. But I think Iron ended up losing more health there in the end.
Yeah, well, I don't see an engineer. Well, there's an engineer coming up right now, but Fox's ACU got back up into the green real fast there. I didn't see like a whatchamacallit, a nanites. So I don't think that's what healed him. I think it was just natural regeneration put him back into the green that quickly.
Yeah. I mean, loyalist tickle as well. Oh my God, Iron taking a lot of mobile missile launcher fire. Iron, no, please don't. No, please don't die to this. He's still standing in one spot. No, Iron.
Those MMLs are not really targeting him at this moment, though.
Yeah.
Fox is keeping them moving around, so it's really hard to target fire when they're just on move command.
Shield generator from FoxTermelon. I don't know if this feels like too much and not enough production. Air is paused though for the time being for both players, which makes sense.
Yeah, Iron is hanging on here though.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I think the shield generator might have been a little too much, but I mean with Cobras coming out, I think Fox still has this, so
Yeah, I mean, the tough part is that Iron is just pinned here. Fox's flanks are, like, really open, and he doesn't have a whole lot of air to bomb any loyalists that Iron might send around. He just can't get out of his position
yeah.
here.
Iron can't get out of here either, because if he sends any number of units, that's just going to be enough for Fox to step in and pick up more stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. A second shield generator now for Fox, and point defense is creeping slowly forward here, going to start taking out more of those units. Keeping the adapter shields down. Some MML fire even taking out a few of Iron Commander's units here.
Wow. Yeah, Iron's micro has not been very irony today. I will say that. I think it has a little bit of a rust nature to it right now. But nevertheless, he's hanging on in there. Did you like that one, Spiff?
I did, yeah. Yeah, that was, although, you know, I mean, to be fairest to him, he doesn't really have a whole lot of room to micro here. If you got that one, points to you. And whether you got it or not, points away from me, because it was really bad.
No, it was good. Give us some inspiration for that one. Oh my God! All right, the lag is back. It seems very cyclical, so maybe it is a hardware issue. I don't know. Also, very important to point out here that these MMLs have been adding slow DPS as well, and you know, adding to the damage that the mobile missile launchers are doing. Meanwhile.
Yeah, Iron just slowly losing more and more here. Very slowly with the lag.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've cast a few games. I casted a few games this morning. Both me and Spiff have Not too shabby of setups, so I don't think it's either one of us. My guess would be it's FoxTermelon. But, I mean, before the lag set in, like, I think FoxTermelon was already in the lead. And the micro mistakes that Iron did make were when the game was actually smooth, I would say. Looks like Fox is actually making some mistakes here now. Iron's going to try and go around, like you've been trying to say earlier.
Well, this looks like more of a desperation move, though. He's going to go around, but, I mean, maybe it turns into a base trade or something, but Iron's going to have a hard time getting damage done and surviving.
Yeah, well, it will be interesting to see how Fox responds. Yeah, I would send those tanks back and then try to set up a point defense here by that forward factory.
Yeah, he did produce another engineer out of this rear land factory. And, I don't know, he's not producing with the engineer that he has, though.
Oh, this is weird from Fox. Very indecisive here. And now Iron is going to be pincering him. Oh, man, not even a point defense back here? Oh, God. Yeah, this is a full-on base trade now. Which... I don't even know who to favor here if it does come down to that.
Yeah, I mean, trying to set up a factory, a sneaky factory down here on the 6 o'clock position, but that got spotted out by FoxTermelon pretty quick. FoxTermelon's going to lose all of his core mass here, though.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of mass that he can suck up on the other side of the map from Iron's old base here. But Iron's just trying to set up on the periphery and maybe even will take over Fox's old base here.
Yeah, Fox already rebuilding, so he's slightly ahead. But I want to say I feel like Iron just has a better position right now. I don't know. It's hard to say. He expanded way more, so those vetted mass extractors will probably be very nice there. Also setting up a flanking base over there on the top or left. That might come into play there. And Fox is just not moving his units now. Oh, he did manage to pick off that base in the bottom right. That's very nice there.
Yeah. I mean, there was just one engineer there, so even a modest 3 planes were enough to take care of that. I mean, Fox has a excellent defensive position set up here at the foot of the hill, but he doesn't really have a whole lot of offensive options at this point to go back across the map to his former main base and attack into Iron's army. So this is going to give Iron an opportunity to suck up the yummy mass that Fox has left behind and maybe get back into this game.
Yeah. Honestly, in a base trade situation, I feel like Fox should have just controlled Cade instead of building that PD and suck that mass himself. Because, yeah, right now I feel like Iron is very much ahead with the extra bases he's built in the pocket expansion. Let's see, if can Fox even... Is he even going to be able to afford these 2 factories here?
And they are running. But, or the 2 factories he has are running, and he's going to be able to afford them because he's got all this mass he can suck up here. There's still 3 busted factories he can eat up there.
Structure dead on the engineer. I would say
Always
that's a good trade for Fox, though.
Yeah.
Ooh, sack cap a loyalist? Aw, that's sad.
I mean, there's still a huge threat from the couple of MMLs that Fox has left here. And he can always... Well, he's got a whole bunch down here in the south, too, but he's only sending 2 of them north here to deal with this expansion base of Iron commanders. Iron, meanwhile, these 2 loyalists all the way in the back catch this rogue engineer.
Oh, no. Oh, that's so sad. Wait, how did the engineer die? He wasn't even taking damage.
Control K, maybe?
Oh, yeah, true. Man, this looks like an Iron game now. What the heck?
What is happening?
Well, actually, there's no PD up here, so Fox might continue picking up stuff. There's Structure Deado as well, so he has to be a little careful. Okay.
Iron does have Iron does have MMLs of his own, so he might be able to pick away at these shields, but I don't really think that he has enough to sustain an assault on this forward position just yet. He's
No,
got a
I don't
lot of
think so.
factories and a research station now coming down as well.
I think Fox got shock though. I think that's the play because there's no reason why he should be going that many energy generators right now.
Yeah, shock is an excellent defensive option here, but I don't know. There's not too many adapters, really. So shock might be able to take down those adapter shields and kill some of the units underneath them.
Yeah, Alpha X
But
saying it's a connection issue. I think so. Oh man, I don't know. This is tough to call here.
well, Iron is now putting down a whole bunch of energy generators of his own. I wonder if that is indicative of a transition into some bigger units here, like maybe some megaliths. I think that would be a really good option here for him.
I think so because there's no production anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty smart, I think. And Fox, I don't know why he's not using his... oh, there's the shot.
There it is.
Okay, so that shuts that down. Okay, so yeah, we are probably going into mega game here. But I'm not a huge fan of the shock either, to be honest. I mean, yeah, I guess it's gonna do a lot of good for him.
Well, he got a little bit lucky that Iron chose to poke in on the left side there. Or, well, the right side, I suppose. Because that's where he's getting the most defensive benefit from electroshock. I'd like to see him build out these lines of energy generators to provide better coverage all around. But hey, when's the last time you saw megaliths versus electroshock in a pro game?
In a 1v1, yeah. I don't like that activation. Oh man, that commander might actually... No, the shock retargets, so... I think Iron is just getting too much damage.
Yeah, Fox hasn't really managed to stabilize on this side of the map after the base swap.
Yeah, which is
Whereas
surprising
Iron...
because he had more time to do so. Looks like Iron is restarting his production though. Of land units? No, I disagree with that. I mean, what are you gonna do with that? Like,
I think he's got the eco for it at this point. Because even with the production, he's still able to put down Mass Extractor right there.
yeah, but shock is good. Oh, don't walk into that. No, Fox, no, no, no. Oh my god, that could have been bad.
Yeah, he avoided a disaster there.
Unidetto.
It looks like... Ooh.
Yeah.
It still looks like Fox will be able to push this back, if not clean it up.
Wow,
No,
what a
actually,
game.
he doesn't have that many tanks left, though. But there's not that many ground firing units in this blob left either.
Wow. Fox calls GG. Wow.
Commander destroyed.
This was not an Iron game, guys. Holy crap. FoxTermelon just slow to rebuild the base. Iron just had enough of a base left. And yeah, what a comeback from Iron Commander. Nobody probably in the chat saw that coming. I saw Alpha Hex calling it out that this was a game over as well. So really ridiculous, but we do have a game 2 to go to. That was just game 1. We will be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 2 after that ridiculous match on Open Palms. And now we are on Bulan Complex. I'm joined by Spiff once more, and I'll pass it on to him to introduce our first player.
All right, we're going to start... well, let's see. I guess we'll play a little Cybran favoritism. We'll start here up on the north side, spawning in as the blue Cybran commander. It is Iron Commander. And he is starting off, as we often expect here on Bulan Complex, with a double air factory opener. What's going on the other side of the map?
Another side of the map, his opponent spawning as the white AN commander. It is none other than AA FoxTermelon, opening up with a double air factory as well. And I will say, sadly, FoxTermelon doesn't have the best of records on this map, and I do think that Cybran is just a little better here. So we'll see what he comes up with. anything is possible, of course. Mistake from Iron, although very unlikely in air battles. But if anybody is likely to make an air mistake, it's actually Fox. And I can't tell you how many games I saw him trying to get an early air lead and just falling a little flat.
Well, he is sending out a scout. It's about halfway across the map now.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's wanting to really pressure, I don't think. And Iron maybe thinks Fox is not doing air, so he's sending...
No, I think he's just kind of preparing to intercept scouts.
Wow. Fox misses the scout with all of those planes set up. Oh, no.
Doesn't even chase it down.
Oh, God, this is...
I mean, it's not the end of the world if you can't catch your opponent's scout. But at this point, the problem is all Iron knows, or all Fox knows rather, is that Iron has built at least one plane. That's about it.
This is rough. There's not even an expansion coming. What's happening here?
Yeah, Fox sent his engineer forward towards the center to build energy generators up there in like kind of a blocking position. I wonder if he's looking to make another like kind of aggressive push straight up the center here.
No, he's gonna pump out as much air as he can and then engage. This is gonna be over, I think, in this first air engagement. Because he's not even sending his engineer in the back to expand. He's just assisting his air factories. This is typical. Yeah, I see him do this a lot, but the problem is normally this doesn't work out. And even if it does, to be completely honest, like unless you trade insanely well, like the Cybern can just come back if they expand enough. Like you don't have enough of planes left from the air fight to really do anything. So I don't know, man. This doesn't look good for Fox.
And Iron is already setting up air defenses over here on the right side. He's got a couple of factories, land factories queued up to cover that as well. And more air factories and air defenses covering on the left side. So he's getting a really nice defensive setup here against the, basically just pure air focus of Fox.
It's as if Iron knows what's coming. Like, he's placing down an anti-air tower right there. Which is like the perfect thing to do. Oh, but this might actually... I think that air was just a little tad too far back. And this engagement is going to come in right as Iron finishes his anti-air tower. This is a disaster, I think. But, I mean, Fox did get a decent engagement. And did Iron pause? He wasn't producing out of one air factory. Interesting.
Yeah,
but
so Iron's going to lose most of his air here. Fox making a pretty big investment into that trade, though. He lost quite a few bombers as well. And he doesn't have enough, I don't think, doesn't look like it, to one-pass an air tower at this point.
Not even a mass extractor. I mean, he's going to be able to get a little bit of something, but Iron is going to be extremely smart here and try to pick up the reinforcements.
Oh, you know what it was? It wasn't that Iron wasn't producing air. It was that he had put air towers on those factories. Those cost a little bit more, so it paused his plane production for a minute.
Yeah, and I mean, this is exactly what I mean. I mean, even if he won that fight like completely and had this many planes left, like look at Iron's expansion at this point. Like, yes, Fox is going to be able to pick off something here and there, but he doesn't have enough, like you said, to fly over AA. And he's so far behind on expansion. That land is going to start coming out on the right-hand side. That's actually proven. That's what I was talking about in one of the matches earlier. It's going to be very, very good for the Cybermen. So we'll see what Fox does. It looks like he's trying to expand over there on the right-hand side. I mean, Aeon can always set up a good defensive position. So we'll see what happens. Is Iron abandoning? No, he's still making air. He doesn't have that much air, though. I like this random energy generators here. No, Fox, rally point. Oh my god, that plane's actually going to live.
Meanwhile, Fox does manage to take out an AA tower on the left-hand side, so he's going to snipe that engineer as
Okay.
well and shut down Iron's expansion on this side of the map.
That's good. That's good. All right, we need a game 3 here, Spiff. We need a game 3. Do we have an anti-air tower coming? Nope. Yeah, losing that engineer is going to be rough.
Iron's making a transition into land factories on the front as well, though, so we're probably going to see some adapters. And
Yeah.
Iron might be, with the help of those adapters, Iron might be able to wrestle back air control. It's still just 2 air factories to 2 air factories.
Is it really still? Well, yeah, I guess, because all the land. But I mean, Iron knows exactly what's going on now. Oh my god.
Yeah, he managed to deny that engineer that Fox was sending to expand on the right. But now Fox is bringing his air home, so it's time for Iron to get out of there.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, other than picking up that engineer, not a whole lot done by Iron. So, I mean, Fox is still okay, but this is going to be, the land pushes are going to be extremely hard to defend without an expansion to the right or to the left.
Yeah, and the first few units are going to be popping out of these land factories very shortly here. I think it's loyalists.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he doesn't go for adapters first.
I wonder if maybe he doesn't have the research points for it just yet. Doesn't look like he's put any research into his air.
Again, Fox with the targeting of land factories over mass points always confuzzles me.
And adapters now popping out on the right side too, so I think that that right-hand expansion is going to be pretty safe from Fox's air force for a while here.
Yeah, and Fox is forced to throw down his land factories in an awkward position. I don't like building those there. That leaves your main base wide open. But maybe he can wrap around a little.
Yeah, I was saying, if he's going to wrap around and cover both of those choke points at once, then it's not so bad. But at least as an initial position, yeah, they're kind of off to the side. They're not covering the main base. Meanwhile, Iron's got his factories in a nice centralized position where he's got a straight line down into Fox's base.
Fox is rebuilding some engineers, so hopefully he can start expanding very nicely there. Yeah, on the left. I think that's actually the right choice. Yeah, scouting that that base on the right, I think that's ultimately, yeah, pretty nicely played. Yeah, Fox is not doing bad. It's just, again, it's going to come down to him being able to pump out enough units to defend this land push that's coming out. I think he's playing, otherwise, I think he's playing very nicely here. Especially if he manages to shut down those 2 engineers on the left again.
Yeah, he was showing a little bit of indecisiveness as to where to send that air, and I don't know that he necessarily spotted the engineer that's now getting onto that left-hand platform. He's just focusing on sniping mass extractors, which, I mean, that's nice, but if you miss the engineer, you're going to have a lot more mass extractors popping up over to the left.
He must have seen it. I mean, he has sniped this mass extractor before.
He sees it now for sure.
Yeah.
Iron responding with a snipe or 2 of his own, coming out with the air on the right-hand side of Fox's base. Fox building another land factory here in this cluster, and he hasn't put any AA on those yet, but he's building them right over one over top of the other so that the shields will overlap.
Honestly, Iron might be able to just go and snipe core mass extractors.
Well, with Fox's planes being kind of out of position here, I think he could, yeah. And that's exactly what he's going to start doing here.
Yeah, it's going to take a little while, but yeah, I mean, this is very close, I think, again, in this game too. And this is exactly, I mean, I cast a couple of games here today on this map, and we've seen just a straight-up air matchup, and this is exactly what I was talking about, where it becomes a little more dynamic in the middle game, where players start transitioning into land and whatnot. And I think this is just great play for FoxTermelon here, too, not expanding to the right-hand side, so it's going to delay that impact on the right from that pushing blob, but that is... 2 mobile missile launchers under those adapters are probably actually going to cause a lot of damage here to the main base eventually.
Yeah, Fox is pushing out another blob of adapters into the middle of the map to cover his air, though, and looks like he's going to be going for a bombing run here. And Fox has a lot of air, and I think he still has more than Iron does, but with those adapters in the mix, it's kind of a toss-up as to who's going to win that air fight.
Yeah, I would love to see just a couple of anti-air units from Fox. Just 6 are actually quite useful. Okay, Fox, you need to move your air. Control A.
Well, Fox has been doing a fantastic job, though, of avoiding those adapters. With his air over on the left, though, I don't know if that's the best position to be keeping them in. I think I would prefer if he kept them over on the right, maybe like right over the chasm here, to better protect that blob of units. Even though they are under a factory shield, those bombing runs were getting through and doing some damage. And, if Iron were able to get a second bombing run in, he'd probably take down the shield and snipe a whole bunch of units.
I think FoxTermelon is trying to go to flares, though, here. Oh, man. I'm getting the nervous chills for Fox here. This is going to be key holding here. Bombing run coming in, nicely retreated. Air needs to come in. Bombing run on the blob needs to come. No, we're going to go for the air. I think that probably is the correct decision here. Oh, unit deado. No, okay, all right, not yet.
Ooh, Iron is losing all of his air in the engagement, but Fox is also losing quite a bit to those adapters. And I think he's lost enough that he won't really be able to break through those adapter shields in one pass and kill anything.
Yeah, but the point defense and the tanks might bring it down. There needs to be bombing runs happening right now. Unit deado is coming in. Yep. Okay, nicely handled by FoxTermelon so far.
If we planes going down to the adapters, though. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
More adapters on the right-hand side are going to catch more planes. 2, 3 going down.
Oh my god.
4.
Just a couple more PDs there in the center. A whole different story.
And just look at the ground infrastructure that Iron has built up during that engagement. He has so many factories now. He's so far ahead on the ground game. Even though he's losing these blobs, he can just produce so many adapters that it's going to be a long time before Fox has enough planes to do much good in this game again.
Yeah. You really need more point defenses at this point there. Yeah.
And this blob of MMLs and adapters coming in the rear is definitely going to get some damage done as well, especially if there's some target fire going down. There is a point defense coming up in the main base with a couple more queued up.
Yeah, and I mean, it just comes down, I think, to that opening of Fox. I mean, yeah, you pumped out a lot of planes, but you ended up not really engaging. I mean, you did it and eventually end up winning the air fight, but you're so far behind economically, even if you're managing to pick up one of the 3 bases from Iron. He just spawns off like 4 more. It's like cutting the head of a Hydra and it just respawning again. But double.
Yeah, I think Iron really shows us why Cybran is the Zerg of Supreme Commander 2.
Oh, absolutely. I think this main base is going to go down. And then...
Fox has done a pretty good job of catching up in the economic department, expanding over to the left-hand side, but it's just not enough. He doesn't have enough production.
Yeah, unfortunately, what the heck is this? Yeah, that's, I think, the nail in a coffin here. I don't know what that rally was or movement was. And I think that is the end, ladies and gentlemen. FoxTermelon, I will say this has been a much better performance than the last time I've casted these two play. But FoxTermelon just coming a little short. Nevertheless, I thoroughly enjoyed these 2 games we've played. And this could have been a final all in its own. So, very well played by both players. Iron managing to turn around that game 1 is probably a huge. And very well played.
Yeah, I'm saving that replay as well. These are a couple of games I'm going to want to revisit for sure.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a little break before jumping into our first semifinal match, and we'll be back very, very shortly. Don't go.
If you're still watching, give a thumbs up to this video. If you liked the video, leave a comment. If you loved the video, please subscribe. And if you are blown away by it, check out my Patreon page. This has been Nite. Take care and peace out.